It's a brand new dance and we about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten two step, step, step to the right. Then you tighten two step, step, step to the left. Jerseys everywhere, game face, yeah, we got it on. Sticking out our chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Countdown, 3, 2, 1. It's about to get rough. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Tighten two step, step, step to the right. Do the tighten two step, step, step to the left. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Okay, alright. Titans knock your hands all night. Alright. Okay. Titans gonna win anyway. First down, come on, we about to shut down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into another edition of Titans in Truth. I am your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we are going to have a very good episode this evening as it is episode 99, and we are almost to episode 100. I am very excited about this episode. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody sticking with me. I apologize I did not come on regularly scheduled yesterday. I had some things going on, but today was a good day. Plus, I got to go to practice today, so I'm going to be talking about what I did see in practice and some things maybe I didn't like as well. And also going to be talking about previewing the game Saturday with the New England Patriots. Hate that team. And also a little bit of national news. Going to be talking about, of course, Antonio Brown on Hard Knocks. His deal lost his helmet grievance, and he has to deal with that. And then, of course, some craziness with just this thing about Jadeveon Clowney could be headed out of Houston. So that's something that I'm going to be bringing up, but I'm going to be going as fast as I can because I got somewhere to hit up in a bit. But what's up, Brandon, Terrence, C-Dub, James? How's it going, everybody? So welcome everybody in. I'm glad to have everybody with me on this episode. We are going to have a good time, and we're going to get right into it. So, where y'all can find me at Instagram under Titans_N_truth. And then also on Facebook at TNT Blue Enforcers, and then also on Instagram at TNT Blue Enforcer. So you can definitely find me there. So I'm glad that everybody's with us, and we are definitely going to have a good time, and we're gonna get right into the Titans talk. As today was the second day of joint practices with the New England Patriots. So, yes, Golden Boy. And, you had Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, the evil empire that is the New England Patriots, was indeed here. They were definitely here in town, and they're practicing with the Tennessee Titans. And I know Mike Vrabel was like, I prefer to practice with teams I can trust that will not share information. And I mean, I don't know how you could trust the New England Patriots with some things that have happened in their past, but the practices did happen. I was not able to go to Wednesday's practice, but I went to Thursday's practice. Was able to attend today's practice that happened, and it was a excellent turnout. Ran into many friends, ran into some colleagues, and things like that. It was a very good turnout. Got to see a little bit of 7-on-7 with Golden Boy and the Patriots offense against our DBs. And I have to admit, at points, Brady looked pretty good, as probably everyone would expect. I also got to see a little bit. There was some early practices where the Patriot offense was going up against the Titan defense. And there were some moments where the defense looked good, but there were also some moments where the Patriots were the Patriots, of course. And then I also got to, and that was on the far field. Now, on the field closest to the offices and everything was where the Titan offense was going up against the Patriot defense. And, the Titans had some moments. There was some up and down moments that happened during practice today. And, so, we're going to get into that in just a bit. What's up, Shallon? Fantastic and everything. So it was a little bit of up and down on everything. Like I said, the Titan defense was on the far field. The Titan offense was on the near field, close, and got to see a little bit of everything. And I'm going to go ahead and give you some thoughts on that. Of course, it was great to see Jarrell, of course, is still practicing as usual, but it was good to see AJ Brown, Corey Davis, and Delaney Walker all getting first team reps with Marcus Mariota. So that was a huge step up in the right direction for this team, and I was very, very happy to see that. So some notes that I took from that was, and of course, there was no Adam Humphries. It looked like he was warming up. He was warming up early for what I was hearing that looked like he was going to go, but then they decided to hold him out. For what, I'm not really sure. I know there was some kind of an injury to his calf, which I thought it was like a cut or something like that, and they bandaged it up and thought he was going to go. So I guess maybe they just thought, you know what, hold him out. Let's not, force anything. So it looks like that's what happened with that. But yes, there were AJ Brown, Corey Davis, and Delaney Walker were all practicing with the first team, taking first team reps. I liked a little bit of what I saw from AJ Brown. I didn't get to see a lot from Corey Davis, but I know he did make his presence felt. Delaney Walker looked good. I mean, Delaney Walker looked like his old self again, and that was something that I was very glad to see. There were times, in my opinion, where Marcus looked a bit hesitant. It looked like he had a little bit of happy feet and, held the ball a little bit too long on some plays that he could have easily have made. But all in all, I think Marcus was okay. Not great, but not horrible. He did miss a couple of throws. He missed a deep pass to Corey Davis. And things like that. And again, it looked like he was just hesitant and had some happy feet. Ryan Tannehill kind of had an off day today. He hit Ferkser a few times on some passes, hit Taywan Taylor in the red zone drill for a touchdown. But all in all, Ryan Tannehill was okay, kind of trending downward, if you ask me. And, like I said, Delaney Walker looked good. Ferkser, I think, made some good plays today. I think Hewitt, I believe, is the other tight end that they sometimes bring at fullback. He looked pretty good as well. Offensive line as a whole did pretty well, except we're still looking for a right guard. And that was something that I really paid attention to. I was really paying attention to the one-on-ones with the offensive line going up against Patriots defensive linemen. I wanted to see who would stand out maybe at right guard. And really the answer is nobody really stood out to me, to be honest. I saw Jamil Douglas. I saw Kevin Pomfield. I saw Aaron Stinney. I think Corey Levin even got some snaps at right guard as well. And nothing just really stood out to me with the right guard. So that tells me right guard is still an issue. And that is definitely troublesome, in my honest opinion, when it comes to that. You kind of want to have some solidification with your offensive line because it does take a while for your offensive line to gel. So that was something that was very troublesome to me. Now, I know on the other that was on the middle field. And then on the far side, I could get a good view where they had the Patriots offensive line going up against our defensive line and things like that. But what I did notice defensively, and this was in the major 11-on-11 drills and then going into the 2-minute drill, Brent Urban stood out. Brent Urban stood out big time. He's 6'7", and it showed. There were a couple of times where he got his hands up and batted a couple of Tom Brady passes down consecutively. So, I mean, him being 6'7", that's a big advantage, and that really stood out. Daquan, Mike Vrabel said that Daquan Jones and Austin Johnson are definitely getting better and things like that, but I need to see that in games. And that was some things I noticed on the defensive side. Rashaan Evans, if he could hit some players, like just really hit some players, he was going to be knocking some heads, and he looked pretty good as well. Jayon kind of had a little bit of an off day. I could tell he was a bit frustrated towards the end, but we know he'll bounce back and things like that. The secondary, honestly, had an off day to me personally. And I mean, I think a lot of it was, it was Golden Boy. I mean, Golden Boy loves to dink and dunk and things like that. But there were a couple of times, there was a guy for the Patriots, and I tweeted this out. I said, who is this number 14 guy for the Patriots? And I found out it is Braxton Berrios. He burned us twice on some plays. One play, I believe, he, just made Logan Ryan just eat his dust and completed a big play for about 60 yards. And then another play burned, I believe, LaShawn Sims on a big gainer, or got behind Kevin Byard for a long touchdown. I mean, Berrios burned our defense today very, very well. And so that was something that was kind of concerning to me. But, I mean, I'm not really going to go into that and just go into panic on the secondary. Every secondary has an off day, and every defensive back is going to get burned at some point. So that was just some things I noticed when it came to that. Like I said, I really liked on the offensive side, I really love what I saw from Delaney. He looked like his old self. Corey caught a couple of nice passes. AJ caught some passes over the middle. Darius Jennings was kind of off to me. I think he had a couple of drops. Ferkser had, a drop in the end zone as well. Taywan Taylor, he did okay. I mean, I know he's kind of bringing himself back. Dion kind of had a little bit tough as far as getting in the holes and running the football. But, I mean, in most practices, running the football is not that easy. So that is something that I would not really worry about. And one other thing I did notice, there were a couple of fights, a couple of skirmishes. There was definitely one between Patriots defensive line and the Titans offensive line. And there were a couple of skirmishes where I believe it was A.J. Brown and Stephon Gilmore kind of got into it. And Tajay Sharp just kind of went off a little bit. And Coach Vrabel had to calm him down and say, look, get to the sideline, because it looked like Tajay was just going to go ballistic for some reason. But, I mean, yeah, there were a couple of skirmishes, which you could expect. But, I mean, all in all, I think it was very well controlled practices. And it was really cool to me. That was a good experience for me on that. I'm going to take a look at some comments. CW said, I told you don't want AB, the head case on this team. Agreed. CW said, J-Rob trade Dennis Kelly in a second or third for Clowney, then trade Taywan Taylor for a tackle to fill in for LaJuan. CW, I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, because, I mean, why trade Dennis Kelly and something for Clowney, then turn around and trade Taywan Taylor for another tackle where you could just keep Kelly, maybe go Taywan for Clowney, Taywan and a third for Clowney. I mean, I'd be okay with that. Keep Dennis Kelly. And that was some things I was hearing. Like, I heard some people talking about, they're worried about the offensive line. I think we're fine with Dennis Kelly on the left side until Taylor Lewan gets back. And Lewan left practice a little early, but I think it was because of hydration, because he was back out on the field with the rest of his teammates and things like that. Let's see. I think that was most of the notes that I had from practice today. Let's see. CW said, good to see AJ out there. Yeah, he was out there. And then CW said, please know Tannehill is going to be the starter week 1. because of week one preseason. These national media experts are really ill-informed about this team. Tannehill's never won a playoff game. Now, that's something I wanted to get into for a quick second. That is something that is just boggling my mind, and that's something that a lot of a lot of people on 104.5 and 102.5 have discussed. It seems to me that the national pundits and so-called experts really feel like there is a quarterback controversy, that there's a competition, and that Ryan Tannehill could win the starting job over Marcus Mariota. If you watched ESPN about yesterday around maybe 12 o'clock noon, Teron Davenport was on ESPN. I believe they were on NFL Live or during Sports Center. They're going through the different camps that was happening. TD came on there, and I was in Memphis at the time, and I was coming back. That's why I wasn't at practice on Wednesday. I talked to him. I personally talked to Teron, and he went on ESPN and basically said, "Look, stop all of this. Marcus Mariota is the guy. He is the starting quarterback. He will be the starting quarterback week one. There is no competition. Tannehill is clearly the backup." And I am reaffirming that also, because I believe it was also a Diane Rashini report that came out, and it was like sources say that basically that Marcus does not have the starting job locked up, that Tannehill could win the job. And I believe she works for ESPN as an ESPN reporter or correspondent, but it just drives me mad how these so-called national experts claim that they listen to sources and say that Marcus may lose the starting job. Marcus is going to be the week one starter no matter what. The only way Tannehill starts week one and is a starting quarterback is if Marcus breaks his leg, breaks his arm and can't throw, or as Jarrett would say, melt in the sun. And Tannehill is the only one left. That is the only way Marcus Mariota will not be the starting quarterback of the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they need to just, I'm tired of the national people being misinformed and things like that. And, she's talking about sources. I'm like, I'm sorry. Here's my thing. I'm not going to report anything saying that it's a source unless I know where that source is and they don't mind me saying who it is. Because, for example, and that's why you have to be careful at who you listen to as far as that. Like, if something comes from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, I'll either say Chris Mortensen from ESPN. Those reports I deem to be pretty close to accurate. I'm going to say that's about 85, 90% true. Anything that Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Chris Mortensen, maybe, what's his name? Brandt. I cannot remember his first name from NFL Network. Brandt. Maybe even Tiffany Blackman, because she does regional reports for the Titans and some of the Southeastern teams. If it comes from them, I'm going to have some validity and credibility to that and stuff like that. Of course, local-wise, if it comes from TD, if it comes from John Glennon or Terry McCormick, Jim Wyatt, if it comes from those sources, or Joe Rexroad, if it comes from those sources, I know those are pretty accurate because they're here every day. And that's why I don't like the fact that national media pundits, they talk to the local media here, and the local media will probably tell them, hey, Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback. And then basically the national media just says, forget what the local media talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. I know more than them. I know football. Marcus is going to possibly lose his starting job. So I'm like this, who are you going to go with? The national media who don't pay no attention to the Titans or give very little attention to the Titans? Or are you going to look at the local media who is around the team every day, who talks to the players, talks to the coaches every day, instead of the national media who might come around 4 or 5 times a year? You're going to go with the local media, the people that are here. So I don't even give no validity to anything Diane Rossini was talking about. Let's see. I'm gonna go in. Let's see. CW said, I hope John could come out week one, take a step forward. That's something I haven't noticed. I have not seen John at all during this offseason. So I don't know what's going on with him and everything. I think he's still on the PUP. I know they could use a tight end, 2 tight end sets, definitely. Nate Davis, I believe, is still hurt. I have not seen him since he went out weeks ago, and he hasn't been seen since. CW, I don't think Jennings will make this roster. Now, again, with Batson out for the season, there is a wide receiver spot available. You got AJ, Adam, Corey Davis, Tajay, probably Taywan. There is a spot available, and you're looking at Jennings, you're looking at Khalif Raymond, you're looking at Cody Hollister, maybe Anthony Ratliff Williams. You got some of those guys. Right now, it's a 6th receiver. I'm going with Khalif Raymond over Jennings. Let's see. CW says, I like Teron, great reporter. I agree. Teron, I talked to him quite a few times. Easy to talk to. I enjoy talking to him. Also, another group of people. If it comes from A to Z Sports, from Austin, Zach, or Buck, validity, I know that's going to be pretty accurate. So, things like that. So CW says, who are their sources, their dreams? I don't know. That's a very good question. CW says, I see that the national media has the Titans 4th in the division. They even think Foles will take Jags to the next level. I don't know. I mean, he's a system quarterback. Foles is a system quarterback, but he has John DeFilippo down there in Jacksonville. So that's a good question. But I hear a lot of injuries are racking up in Jacksonville. So that's going to be something to monitor as the season goes on. Now, Saturday is the big preseason game. And, of course, I don't expect the starters to play much. I honestly don't expect Brady to play at all. He may play one series. I think Marcus and the guys will play one series. That's about it. I think it's going to be more of the same like it was in Philly. I think the starters will get one series, maybe 2, but I'm still thinking 1. And then the rest of the way, Tannehill plays the rest of the first half. Logan Woodside plays the entire second half. That's what I'm looking at. Hopefully we get A.J. Brown out there. I don't think Adam Humphries is playing since he's been held out. I think maybe Delaney will play a little bit, maybe one series. We'll see. We'll definitely check it out. I will be there for that. Definitely. So, it would be great to see Landry sack Brady once. I mean, they can actually hit. I would like to see one sack on Brady, but I think they're going to do some dinking and dunking and get him out of there. That's all they're going to do. And but I would love to see a sack on Brady. That would make me very happy. Indeed. So I'm just hoping to see I want to see the first team offense drive and score. That's what I want to see. And I want to see the defense force a 3 and out. That's what I want to see. That's what I expect. And I just want to see who out of the young guys continues to step up. Does Khalif continue to step up? Because Khalif got some run with the ones as well earlier. He got some run with Marcus and things like that. So we're definitely going to see see some looks, maybe see if Raymond gets some looks with the ones, see if Corey Davis and A.J. Brown are out there, who's going to be a right guard again, which might be Jamil Douglas again or Kevin Pompfield. I'm going to really be paying attention to the offensive line. Absolutely. And definitely on the defensive line as well. So that's something that I'm going to be definitely monitoring in the preseason. So Saturday night, 6 o'clock is the game. I will be in section 143 as usual. I hope everybody, gets to come out and have some fun. If you're in the lower bowl, I'd say before the game starts, I will probably try to get to the stadium maybe around 5:30. Meet me in the north end zone so we could do a big Titans and Truth Enforcers picture, a TNT Enforcers picture. I am most likely going to be in one of 2 shirts or jerseys. I'm either going to be in my number 70 jersey that you've seen. My number 70 will say Newell on the back, or my Titans in Truth shirt. It's going to be one of those two, definitely. So, and I'm probably going to be wearing a Titans hat this time. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to be wearing a new hat because I think I'm going to go get me a new hat. But that's probably what I'm going to be wearing. It's probably my 70 jersey, most likely. That's what I'm going to be wearing to the game. So I will be in the north end zone around section 143, right by where there's a Logan's. There's a Logan's food stand and some tables right there. So come catch me. I believe that's gates 8 and 9. I believe close to where I am will be gate 9, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely come catch me with that. And we can take a big picture. We can talk, maybe do a live video and some stuff before the game. And then I'm probably going to do something after the game as well. So definitely check with that. Let's see. What are your thoughts? CW says, what are your thoughts on Andrew Luck's injury problem? Is he going to be ready for week 1? I don't know. That is an excellent question because now they're saying it's a high ankle sprain. And I'm just looking at something from Chris Mortensen I just saw from ESPN saying Colts have guarded optimism from Andrew Luck's availability to open regular season despite lower leg injury. So they're looking at Luck going into week 1. So as of right now, they're saying that Andrew Luck is going to go week 1. I hope that he does not go week 1. I really do. I hope he doesn't go week 1 or week 2. So we're definitely if he does go, I mean, it would be great to beat him for once, because that is, of course, that's going to be a really hyped up game with McNair and Eddie George's jerseys being retired. The team is going to be extra fired up. The fans are going to be extra fired up. It will be a great time to beat Luck. So that would actually be something really, really cool if that were to happen. Give me just a moment. I'm looking to see if I had some questions. Okay. So I got my boy Butchie coming on. He says, do you think it's a win-win whether Marcus plays well or not this season? If Marcus plays well, great. We know we have our guy and most likely will be in the playoffs. If not, we'll have money to spend on elite defensive free agents and extend our young players like Jayon and Henry. We could plug in a seasoned veteran or capable rookie. With Marcus, I mean, I'm not sure if it's a win-win. I think they want Marcus to be the guy. They want Marcus to win the job, and they want Marcus to be the starting quarterback going forward. Now, is he going to get $30 million? Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. I'm going to say maybe 20 to 25 million at the most is what you're probably going to give Marcus. I think if he plays well, plays 16 games, gets us to the playoffs, well, really my prediction has always been 15 games, sit out the last one because we're already in the playoffs. I would like that, and, that would be fine. But if he could just stay upright, stay healthy, and, throw about 25 touchdowns or more and less than 10 interceptions, then that might deem us re-signing him. But if all else fails, we got the franchise tag. Now, the only problem is that franchise tag is going to be high. That much is a fact. So that's something that's something to look at. So we got to see if he does well. If not, I mean, yes, you do have Ryan Tannehill, and we can draft a quarterback in the first round of the draft. Now, it would have to be that our season is completely going down the drain because Tua is not going to be available for us. Justin Herbert's not going to be available for us. And, Trevor Lawrence ain't going to be available till not next year's draft, but the year after that in 2021. So that's something that we're going to have to definitely pay attention to. Let's see. CW said, good thing how Good thing hearing how Conklin is looking good. Just have not heard Lawan's suspension confirmed or anything about the appeal. True, I haven't heard anything about the appeal. I know Golden Tate's appeal was upheld. So he will be serving a 4-game suspension. Taylor Lewan, I have not heard anything about an appeal. Jack has been out there. I feel better with Jack and Dennis Kelly out there, at least until Lewan comes back. Again, I am worried about the right guard position. Roger Saffold didn't practice, so they probably just held him out. But the right guard position is the one that does concern me. Let's see. Even if he goes, that would hinder his mobility, which he was great last year. I think that's talking about Andrew Luck. Problem with changing quarterbacks, draft a new one. You basically have to install offense with that quarterback. Now, that's true. That is absolutely correct. C-Dub, I do agree. That is the difficulty of bringing in a new quarterback, a rookie quarterback, is because you've got to instill that offense in that quarterback. Yeah, the other players are going to be fine, but quarterback is your most important position. You got to have some stability there. And, if you go with a new quarterback, that's going to set us back a while. So you got to see how this is going to go and things like that. So, yeah, that's a bit of a challenge. I do agree with that. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I have anything else. Now, one other thing I with this, with Marcus, I just, I know a lot of people are ready to turn on him and ready to give up on him. I am at my wit's end, but I'm not completely ready to give up on him. But I am at the point of, look, Marcus, it's do or die. Do something or you're going to be out the door. And, I was talking to my guy, Steve Dalton. He's the one that carries Chucky around with him and is definitely one of the famous Titan fans. I was talking to him and he said, shoot, I noticed Marcus hadn't done autographs at all during training camp. He's like, maybe it's because he might be on his way out. I don't know. And that's a very good point. They have not made Marcus available. I'm not exactly sure why. Because, Jarrell has made himself available. I think Adoree made himself available. Tannehill was available. Cameron Wake signed a few, which I didn't see him out there, but he probably took a day off. Finch, Daquan Jones, Austin Johnson, some of those guys made themselves available. Taylor Lewan, Jack Conklin made themselves available, but Marcus did not. And that's something that I did find to be a little bit strange with that. So, he always feels that he's in competition with himself. He's pretty much not worried about it and things like that. So hopefully, Marcus is going to be around. We're definitely going to find out. Every team doesn't have the luxury the Chiefs did with Andy Reid, Alex Smith when they drafted Mahomes. They let him sit a year, and it helped a lot. Now, I do agree that if the Titans trade up and draft a quarterback like a Tua or a Herbert, if you re-sign Ryan Tannehill, we could do the same thing. Just ride Tannehill all of next season. Ride Tannehill all of next season. Let a new quarterback learn. And then if they feel he's ready, let him take over. So we could kind of do the same thing here. Even if we give Mariota a franchise tag, I could see that happening. So it could be something that could happen. I don't know if it will or anything like that, but we'll definitely see. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I don't have any more questions. Let me see. Give me just a second. You have to forgive me for that because my video was trying to start playing and I didn't want it to happen. I was trying to get a comment and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, let's talk about some national news that came out. And first of all, let's go with um, let's talk about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, of course, was of course had the foot injury from the cryotherapy, and then he filed a grievance with the NFL um talking about he wants to wear, a helmet that he's worn before that the NFL deemed not to be safe. And, he tried to do an appeal, and you know, he lost it. So he lost that grievance to the NFL, but he decided to report anyway. He was basically saying, well, if I can't wear the helmet I want, I won't show up. I'll retire. I'll give up football. He ended up reporting. Because I'm like, he ain't gonna throw $30 million. He ain't gonna throw $40 million away. I mean, shoot, nobody's gonna do that. Antonio Brown is a clown, and you notice that. And of course, Hard Knocks is with the Oakland Raiders, and of course, Antonio Brown's gonna get as much TV time as he can because he's Antonio Brown. That's what he does. So I don't really read much into that. I mean, he's reported he's going to wear the helmet that is by the NFL that's deemed safe. He wants that money, plain and simple. And so, and shows up with a frostbite on the foot. And I mean, where like the skin kind of peels off, stuff like that. I've dealt with that before, but not because of what he dealt with. But I mean, there ain't no reason to hold out or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't really read much into Antonio Brown anymore. I'm glad the Titans didn't pick him up. But one other thing that I did notice, I saw a story on NFL.com, and it was about Jadeveon Clowney. And that right now, the two sides between Houston and Clowney are nowhere near close to a deal right now. And he's on the franchise tag as we speak. And so he is right now has not showed up, and there's not a deal right now. So there was a report that the Jadeveon Clowney, it might be a possible trade. That Jadeveon Clowney, there's a few potential destinations that Clowney could end up with. And one of the suitors could be the Tennessee Titans, because they felt we have cap space, and we could definitely use a guy like Clowney. Now, don't get me wrong. You got Mike Vrabel, who's familiar with him, and he coached him up. So I mean, I could see some familiarity there. It would depend on the price. Definitely not giving up a first for him. Or anything like that. But if some type of deal, maybe for a third rounder, maybe a second or third rounder, okay, we might could talk. Maybe Taywan Taylor or some other guy like a Daquan Jones or something like that. If the Titans look at a trade for Jadeveon Clowney, but we got to make sure he gets re-signed, because right now you can't really extend him until the end of the year because he's on the franchise tag. So that's the only problem I have, is that you can't extend them. But other than that, I mean, I would take a look at Jadeveon Clowney for like a fourth rounder that could turn into a third rounder if he signs. I'm good with that. I would say I would say a fourth rounder, a conditional fourth rounder, and if he re-signs with us, it turns into a third rounder. I would see something like that. I don't know if that's something that could work, but I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. Hearing talk that they may start Jones at right guard, Levin at center. We'll definitely see Saturday night how they go with that. So that's something that we could definitely see. But Clowney, I could see that. Hopefully he don't go to the Colts. But I don't know if Houston's going to trade Clowney to a division rival. So that's something that you got to kind of wonder about too. I don't know if Houston is willing to trade him to a division rival. That is going to be the one thing. Now, I will say if he makes it to free agency, if I'm John Robinson, I am all over Jadeveon Clowney in free agency. Him and Harold Landry together would be a nightmare together. I could definitely see that. He said, CW said, if he was on his defense, give P's interesting packages with linebacker depth, will have this defense could be best in the NFL. I agree, because if you have Clowney with Landry, Finch, and maybe even bring back Cameron Wake to back him up, with Jarrell Casey, and not to mention we've talked about the defense being one of the better ones without Jeffrey Simmons. Think about it, if he comes into play, we could have a daunting defense. Top of the line. I would enjoy that very, very much. So that would be something I would definitely enjoy seeing. He still hasn't signed his franchise tag. I don't think so. Look for me on Facebook. I'll have an answer for that tonight, as far as if he signed a franchise tag. I don't think he has. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And that was from that story is from Greg Rosenthal of NFL.com. But y'all, I'm going to go and get ready to enjoy myself. My birthday is this weekend. Coming up on Saturday is officially my birthday. I will be at the game, so I am accepting monetary donations and gifts. Anybody want to hook me up? Let me know. Birthday is on Saturday, August 17th. Can't wait for it. My Cash App is $Blue Enforcer. So you could definitely Cash App me and things like that. And I will see y'all on Saturday at the game. Talking Eagles are interested. I can see that. I mean, they want to bring in more. I could definitely see that. But y'all, I'm about to roll. Got to get to dinner. Thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. If I forgot to mention something, I'll do a Facebook Live later. And make sure y'all share the show out. There's an arrow. Make sure y'all share it out. Let everybody know what's going on. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and everything. And get ready next week for episode 100. We're going to have a big episode there. I'm gonna probably have my projections about 53. I'm gonna try to have some guests on the show and things like that. And I want y'all to give me memories of Titans and Truth. What have y'all enjoyed most about the first 100 episodes? What have you not enjoyed? I want to definitely hear from y'all for that. So thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. I'll be telling more about episode 100. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Tighten up. Let's get tight and tough.